We are back with another episode of The Lee Show, where it is currently 6-1 on the games board.
It's turn one, guys. This is just what happens.
It is.
Okay.
Well, it should happen every term. I don't know. This is pretty fresh. This is pretty fresh.
I don't like it.
But we're doing code names today.
Yeah, have you played it before?
I haven't, and I feel like, I have played it, sorry, but I played it once only, and it was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, same. So we're definitely gonna need the producer to do a good job of explaining it.
That could be a task for him later on. But for now, we've actually got a really exciting preach coming up. Wrapping our series today on God Knows.
God knows.
God knows. Anyway, before we get into code games, I'm gonna go watch Preach Part 1.
Hey Link, Buckle here, and today we're wrapping up our series called God Knows, and I've got a really interesting story later on in the Bible. We actually don't have an animated Bible story because, once again, like the other week, I actually want to unpack this story myself with you here, so we'll get to that in a second, but I want to tell you a short story. I remember once when I was at school, I had a exam, like an English exam, and it wasn't like a writing test, it was a speaking test. We had to stand up in front of our whole class and tell our assignment. And so it was about leaders in history. So I had to stand in front of my whole class, I had to pick a leader, and I had to talk about whether that person was a good leader or a bad leader and why. I had to unpack the details. And so I'd put all the work in, I'd done all the research, I'd written down all my notes, but with this speaking, we weren't meant to talk off a sheet of paper. We were allowed to use what's called like palm cards. So little pieces of paper that you hide in your hand, but you really only just have notes. You're meant to talk like I talk to you here without needing to like look down at notes. They're just there for reference. And I'd never done that before. Every time before that at school, I'd always been able to do my speeches off a piece of paper. I'd stand up and there'd be like a desk or something I'd stand behind. I'd put my piece of paper there and I'd just be looking down like this the whole time, like reading my thing like this. But the assignment that we had in English, it wasn't just about knowing what to say, but it was about making eye contact and engaging people. And I was panicking. The night before, I remember lying in bed and I felt like somebody had tied my tummy into a giant knot. I was worried. I was stressed. I remember feeling like my muscles were sore because I couldn't relax. I was like so tense. I felt so sick in my stomach that I couldn't eat dinner because I just felt so worried. And I let that worry go all over me. It got in my mind, it got in my body, and that stress was out of control. And so a little later on that night, my mum came around to check that we were all getting ready for bed. And my mum had obviously known that I wasn't feeling great, that I was really nervous. She knew because she's my mum. She's amazing. And so she came and sat on the bed next to me. She said, "Buckle, I know how you feel." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she told me about how she had to do talking at school and she got nervous, and she talked about the fact that she got worried, but she was able to face her fear, and she knew how I felt and she knew what I needed. And so she looked at me and she said, "You know what? I know what you need." And I was like, "What do I need?" She said, "You need to do a full practice." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" She's like, "Right now, get up." And it's like 9 o'clock at night. She's like, "Get out of bed and let's do a practice. I will be your audience. That's what you need." And I was like, "I haven't really done a practice in front of people. I'm too scared." And she goes, "Exactly. Do you want to do the first time in front of other people at school, or do you want your first time practicing to be with me in the room where you can talk to me, and if you make a mistake, I don't mind. I'm your mum. I love you no matter what." And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what I need. So I stood up in my room, I put on my school shirt to practice getting ready, I held my palm cards, and I gave my speech. And you know what? I was able to go to sleep really calm because I felt, I can do this. So I went to school and I did the test and I passed. I got a good grade for doing my speaking. And I know for you, there'll be times where you feel stressed or worried or anxious. Maybe it's a test or an assignment like what I had, or maybe it's like a sports final, like a basketball or a soccer final, or maybe it's a dance concert. You've been practicing all year doing dance or gymnastics, and now it's your big concert. You're going to be dancing in front of hundreds of people. Maybe it's something bigger than that. Maybe someone in your family is sick. Or maybe you're having a fight with a friend. You see, we all have things in our lives that want to make us worry. And you know what? It's normal for us all to feel worried. Every single person, all through history, has all felt worried. We've all felt stressed. But today, I want to share a story in the Bible where Jesus was teaching his followers about what to do when we get worried, what we should think about, what we should let into our mind. So a little later on, I want to share those Bible verses with you because they help me face my worries, and I hope that they will help you as well. But we'll talk about that in just a minute.
Hey, we got another game today.
Code names.
Code Names by Vlada Chvatil. Don't know. Thank you, Vlada, for the game Code Games. Code Names. I've actually never played this before. Have you?
Once, a few years ago.
A few years ago. Oh, so you got like the upper hand.
Not really, because I don't really remember.
Producer, how do we play this game?
Your goal is to guess all of the words that are in your color.
Oh.
There are 9 red words, there are 8 blue words, but the person who has got 9 words gets to go first. Cece, because you are losing this turn, you get to choose if you want to go first and have 9 words to find, or go second and have 8 words to find.
Yeah, no, I want to go second. I want blue.
Okay, so Cece's going to go second with
It
8.
makes me the girl.
I'll have
That makes you the...
Lily. Oh.
Alright, so
Math.
the first round will be, Miguel, I will say 1 word to you and 1 number. That number is how many words, like the same as the word that I've said to you. So as an example, I could say movies 2. So then 2 of those words relate to movies. You'll point to it, the second you touch the card, it locks in your answer. I will say yes, that's yours, or no, it is not. If it's not, and it's Cece gets to put a blue card in. Miguel, your first word, sport 4.
Sport 4. I feel like ball easily is part of a sport, any sport.
Correct.
Okay. Match could be a sport match, so I want to say match is next.
Correct.
I mean, look, like bow, like, you know, motocross, courts could be like a tennis court.
Correct.
Oh, let's go, baby. You can post up. I don't know. You can watch a sport. Far out. Net.
Correct.
If you hadn't
Oh
gotten that,
my
that was
goodness.
really going to annoy
Because
me.
netball.
Yes, or a net for the tennis.
Oh, that's the one. Go.
Cece,
Yes.
bright 3.
Bright 3. All right, well, light.
Oh, boo! Oh my goodness, this guy.
Bright laser.
Yep.
Bright. Like battery. You need a battery to make things bright. Diamonds shine brightly. I'm gonna go battery.
Bystander.
Okay.
Miguel,
Yes.
2. Jesus.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Cross. Okay. Okay. Jesus is our rock, but he also rose from the dead.
Ooh.
Nah, but knowing Noah's brain. Okay, I want to say rock then.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. This is how my brain works, guys. This is how my brain works.
Cece,
Noah.
names 3.
Names 3. Okay, names. Rose.
Correct.
Bermuda.
Incorrect. Miguel,
She doesn't get like an extra guess.
I don't get an extra guess.
no, the second you've
Oh.
got something, you're out. Final 3.
Fuck. Yes, I do have 3 left.
Man 3.
Man 3. That's hard.
No, it's not.
Man 3.
I should have gone with red. I would have gotten all of his so quick. This is annoying
that's
me
on you.
so much.
Policeman.
Correct.
Okay. Because I was thinking Cliff, because Cliff could be a man's name as well. Like Clifford. Well, if we're going through that type of thing, Postman. Okay. Well, Vetman is not a thing. Duckman is not a thing. Robin Man. Oh, but Robin could be a name. Another man name. Watch.
Correct.
Oh my gosh! Watchmen! Is that game?
That's
game.
game.
Is that? Whoa! Oh my goodness! What am I on right now? A generational streak. This is crazy. Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. You know, names could have been Robin and Cliff.
I know. As soon as I was like, oh,
Bermuda.
Bermuda is the name of a place
I've never met
though.
a person named Bermuda. Anyway,
We're gonna keep arguing about this clearly.
I'm not. I've won, so I don't need to prove myself or anything. Great clues, Mr. Producer. But hey, if you want to play this game, play it at home.
Yeah, I want to keep working out my clues. So while I'm
You've got
doing
extra
that.
guesses, yeah.
Yeah, I've got extra guesses.
But hey, why don't we go to our Preach Part 2?
Okay, so I want to tell you a story from the Bible, and this isn't a story like a parable. Like Jesus would talk in parables sometimes, like the farmer who sows seed, just to help us understand who God is and how much he loves us. But no, this was one time where Jesus was preaching to his followers and he was teaching them about the way we should think. And this whole passage, it's all about not worrying, which is hard to do sometimes. And so I've got the verse here. I want to read some of it to you because remember, we're talking about feeling worried. And I think if we need to learn how to face our fears and face our worries, how about we learn from Jesus? I think he's the best teacher of them all. So this is what Jesus says. So those of you who are worried about your life, you're worried what you might eat, like what are we going to have for dinner? Where will we get some clean water? Like I'm at the moment traveling overseas and we have to buy water in a bottle. We can't drink the water out of a tap here because it's not safe. So Jesus is saying, don't worry about what you'll eat or where you drink or about your body. What are you going to wear? Because isn't our life more than food? It's more than clothes. It's so much bigger than that. And then he goes on to say this, because remember, Jesus loves painting pictures. He says, have a look at the birds in the sky. They don't plant seeds. They don't harvest crops. And yet your heavenly Father, God in heaven, feeds them. Aren't you more important to God than the birds in the sky? We don't need to worry about a single moment in our lives. Have a look in the gardens. Look at the flowers. They don't try and make themselves look beautiful. And yet they're already beautiful the way they are, the way they're created. And so Jesus goes on to teach, don't worry about the things of this life. Yes, we should do our best. Like Jesus isn't saying, oh, just give up and don't do anything. No, we're still meant to try. We're still meant to give it our best. But that part of us that's worrying, that part of us, that makes the knot in your stomach and makes you feel sick, Jesus is saying, don't worry about life. Yes, we have to face life, but trust that God is in control, that God has a good plan for each and every one of us. And so Jesus gives us a little application, something we can do when we feel worried, because, oh gosh, I'm getting old and even I still feel worried sometimes. And so this is the verse I come back to remind me what to do when I'm worried. So it says this. So whenever you're worried, do this instead. Put first God and his righteousness. In other words, don't worry and focus on the problem, focus on God. Instead of saying, oh no, I've got these problems. How am I going to get this over the line? What am I going to do with the test? What about this dance recital? La, 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 la. Instead, Jesus is saying, go to God. God, I love you and I love that you love me. I know that you made me the way I am. You see, Jesus is not taking the worry away because we all have worries. He's just changing what we're looking at. Instead of focusing on the problem, let's focus on the one who can help us. That's our Heavenly Father. That's God. And just like in my story, my mum was there. She sat with me. She helped me to know what to do because she knew me. She knew what I needed because she loved me. We're close. God knows you. He knows what you need. He knows how to help you to face your worries. And so we have to make the choice. Are we going to focus on our worries or are we going to focus on God? And so this is our big point. It's what I want you to remember. Because God knows what I need, I can give my worries to him. God already knows what I need. So I don't need to worry. I can give my worries to him. I'll say it one more time. I want you to remember this. Because God knows what I need, I can give my worries to him.
What a great message that was.
It was good. And though I didn't win the game, it was a good game.
I think it's 7-1.
I don't even want to talk about it.
That was a great game though. Codenames was
It was
fun.
so fun. We need to play that game
Shout
more.
out to the producer who got the clues
On point.
on points.
On point clues.
Yeah, she has to think like him.
Yeah, that's
Not
the
gonna
skill,
lie.
isn't it? You gotta get into the mind of the person giving the clues.
Well, he told us, I read that as Bo, but he read it as Bow.
Well, yeah, we worked out when you guys were watching something else that it went with my other clue.
English is such a funny language. But hey, that's all we got for you today. Make sure if you want to check out any more episodes or just want to send in through your shoutouts, check out thelinkcrew.com. It'll all be on there. But I'm Miguel,
I'm Cece.
and we'll see you next time on
The Link Show. Bye.